Just what percentage of shampoo is made with real poo? Welcome to Dollar Store DaVinci.
Cardboard and duct tape, a couple of dollars would be great. Put them together and see what we can see. And I will do my best. You've been entertained by less. Trust me, right now you're watching Dollar Store DaVinci.
Hello everybody, welcome to episode 2. Yeah, it's just a little wild to be doing this again. For you, it won't seem like that long, but the last episode took a little bit longer than I thought to release, just because I was laboring under the delusion that even though I love it so much, I loved it with all my heart, gave it all my love, my itty-bitty laptop just could not handle editing 4K video for these 12-minute long videos. In that month, I had to learn that firstly because I tried to fix it so many ways. It's just this whole thing. Then I also built a computer with the help from my dad and from my friend Bill because they know way more about this than I perhaps ever will. Now I've got that. Now I've got it and it's beautiful and it renders these things in like 40 minutes. It's amazing. Like just snaps to it. Snaps to it. So, in case you hear me talking about how my summer is wrapping up in the last episode, just know that that's why. We are currently in October, so a little bit of time has passed. But anyway. So, not gonna lie, things are a little difficult right now. There's good things too. It's a mix of good and bad things. A lot of it too is the weather. It's getting gloomier, it's getting darker more often. There's been a lot of rain lately. This last week has been 4 out of 7 days rain, and that's just a little difficult mentally sometimes. But I hadn't realized how important it is for me to be making something. It really became clear to me when I finally finished the episode. I finally put it together, I got it done, I exported it, and it felt like someone had taken the pillow off my face where they had been suffocating me. I feel so much better already, actively, because I was able to finish a thing. So that's good and bad, because I was kind of suffering through that, not really knowing what it was, but also, now it's ready. So that's really cool. Come on. What else is happening? Another really cool thing. I'm currently in a stage play of Dracula, which is so much fun. This group of people is just they're beautiful humans. I'm not sure if y'all's out there have done much theater, but if you have, you'll know that when you find that perfect group, there's nothing better in the world. So we're doing Dracula, I'm playing Harker, and if you've seen the Bram Stoker Dracula movie, that's the part that Keanu Reeves played, so it's kind of funny to be playing that right now, especially with Keanu Reeves blowing up so much currently. So that's another good thing that's been happening, and a lot of the good things that have been happening come with bad things. Lately, it's actually felt a lot like walking up a sand dune. You know, you take 2 steps up and you slide 1 step back, and it's just felt that way for like a month. And I think part of it is because, really good thing, we're super close to finishing this series called Deadweight that I made with my Baked with Good Intentions group for a web series competition, which we had won $25,000 to make. So be looking out for that, because that's going to be amazing. It's easily one of the best things that I've ever been in charge of producing or making, and that's just going to be really, really cool. I guess the last sort of big thing that's been happening is I won't go into detail about it because I'm not sure how alright she would feel, or how alright Savannah and the rest of her family would feel about me divulging anything specific. But the Vanstey family is kind of going through a not super happy time right now. if you happen to be in proximity to them or if you happen to know them, I would just really encourage you to kind of reach out and, a little consolation goes a long way, especially right now. So, sorry, I didn't mean to get so depressing on just the second episode of this show. I suppose that's kind of part of the nice part about having a life update, is just because I can be honest. I can be honest about how things are going. And there's other good stuff, too. I got back into my sword fighting recently. Backtracking. I sword fight in the Society for Creative Anachronisms. I am a rapier fencer. This is my baby. It's my baby. I'm not sure if it makes me a nerd, but I named all my swords. This one is Virtus. It's Latin for virtue. I feel like this sounds like I'm a nerd. And maybe I am, you know what? Yeah, I'm the biggest nerd you ever dang seen. That's so not true. Anyway, so I do this. And that's been really awesome because it was like someone took the pillow off my face. I hadn't realized I had been suffocating until I did it again. So I'm looking forward to finding an opportune week to get back to that, but I've just been so busy lately. It was a miracle I could go in the first place. I think that about wraps up Life Update. Now, this is the day before I'll be contacting Jono, so I actually don't know what I'm going to be making, but I'll bet it's going to be awesome. Well, hello, friend.
How's it going?
It's going well, friend. How's it going for you, friend? Don't tell them anything while I'm gone that might incriminate me in any foreign crime.
Hey, so you guys know that Jack is the Ukraine whistleblower?
Hope you guys had a good time talking about absolutely nothing while I was gone.
Nothing at all. No.
Oh, God. All right. This isn't hard to balance at all. All right. Oh, this would be like the Halloween episode, wouldn't it? All right. I dig it.
All right, Jackery. Spooky season, she is indeed upon us. And I have a challenge for you.
Challenge?
No. Yes. Can I help you? I'm trying to do something here. Do you mind?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'll just sit back for a second. Let me just, No, I got this. Hold on. Let me, here. Is this better?
Yeah, that's great. I'm also going to look away, just so that neither of us freaks. Okay, so, spooky season, and I have a challenge for you, Jackery.
Yes!
You have to eat some food in the next 10 seconds, or I will steal your soul.
But that sounds familiar somehow. Mayhaps it will be in a link in the description below. That sings very loud.
No, this spooky season, I would like you with a maximum budget of...
Wait, real quick. I'm so sorry. Can you start over? It froze a little. All of that lead up. I'm sure that first one was really dramatic and wonderful, but...
It was really good. That's okay. Alright, using a maximum budget of $8 and the ability to use duct tape and cardboard, I want you to make me a spooktacular Halloween centerpiece.
Oh my god, yes. I won't let you down, strange wizard boy.
Nor should you. I disappear.
Alright, so here's the materials I got from Dollar Tree. I know that was a little fast, but what you could see there was like this candy cane shaped wire thing. There was a pack of pencils, there was a bag of candy, and let's see, there was that headband that lights up. So, I was given the challenge to make a Halloween centerpiece, and you know me, I go extra, I go hard. So, what I decided to make was a giant raven. But not just any giant raven, because at first I was like, oh, giant raven, that'll be cool. And then my mind was like, oh no, No, you know what will be cool is if you make it with light up eyes, with opposable wings, and able to spit out candy. So of course, what do? But I make it with light up eyes and able to spit out candy and with wings that move. So I pre-cut some cardboard pieces because this time lapse is already ridiculously long. There's about 1,200 pictures in here. So I figured that I shouldn't add like 4 minutes to this time lapse of me just cutting cardboard. That'd be pretty lame. But here I am, kind of cutting a few holes in what will become the head. I felt kind of bad because it's really sort of difficult to see what I'm doing on the inside there, but every once in a while you can kind of get a glimpse of that pencil in the back. And what that pencil does is when you lift it up, it blocks the chamber that lets the candy roll out. That's another thing I got from Dollar Tree, by the way. I got a funnel, which funnels in the candy into that chamber. So, pencil up, it blocks the chamber. Pencil down, it lets in one of the pieces of candy, and if you put it back up really quickly, it's just one. So down and up really quickly, and this little piece of candy just rolls out. I've got a video of it later. It's awesome. And there's some of the parts I pre-cut. I pre-cut all the feathers, just because, again, that would have been way too long to let you endure. So here I go attaching them. And what I'm doing here is I'm putting pencils into the insides of the body and through holes that I put in the wings to make sort of a hinge system. Now the fun bit was actually I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to actually make the wings flap. Or well, no, I always tried to make the wings flap, but I wasn't sure about the tail feathers. But I actually was able to by making this weird, like, it reminds me of a universal joint, but it's just duct tape. It's just like kind of loose duct tape that holds the whole thing together. Like most everything I do on this show. This part was a little bit of a mistake. I bought these black tote bags as well as part of my $8, and it didn't quite work like how I'd hoped. I'd hoped that it would have saved me some time on duct tape, and also just that it would have been good with making it look like there's different textures on the bird, but the tote bags just didn't work out. The fabric was just too cheap. It was difficult to work with, so I ended up just going with duct tape. Now the funny bit is I only spent $8 at Dollar Tree, but I ended up having to buy like 2 extra rolls of black duct tape, because as you can see here, this is quite a long process of me just taping and taping and taping and taping and taping. But oh boy, does it pay off, because I am in love with this build. Oh yeah, and the candies I found, they're these little eyeballs, like these little circular eyeballs, which I figured, what would be more perfect for this macabre goth raven to spit out than these grotesque little eyeball candies. They're also almost perfectly spherical, so that works well for the funnel aspect. And you can kind of see down in the corner, I'll probably get to it here in just a second, I've got some creepy cloth, which I also got from Dollar Tree, which, there I go, I'm using it just as a bit of texture there. And, yeah, there's my beautiful little raven boy. I'm glad I did some stuff in advance, but still, this was like a 3-part video. And there you have it. Oh, that's beautiful. The eyes are lighting up. It's all creepy. Oh, that's gorgeous. It's really big, too. I should have gotten a picture of it on the table so you can see how big it is. I think it's like 4 feet long wingspan-wise. Let's see. And there should be a video here pretty soon of the mechanisms, because I'm very proud of those too. I'm very proud. It was very space tight in there. Yep, so here's one. You push it in, and it pushes down the duct tape, which holds the 2 pencils, and it creates this leverage, which brings up the wings and the tail fin like that. So you can make them flap. I love it. And then there's the one for the mouth. So up, again, blocks the candy. Down lets the candy in. So up, down, and let's see. Here comes the candy. Boom. It's perfect. Ah. The sound is very satisfying too. It kind of like fubba 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 fubba. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over a curious centerpiece which spit candy whenever I'd want more. While I nodded, clearly snacking, suddenly there came a tapping.
"'Tis some visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more."
And the sudden, strange, uncertain tumbling of each glucose globe coming thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stand and hear a hopping, as in 1,000 bases dropping by my chamber floor. And the sounds of someone, something gently rapping by my chamber door.
"And the raven spits bars forevermore."
Introduction is unnecessary for this incendiary metaphor, burning holes in your periphery forevermore. Cause this Cuervo's going loco for some motion in this murky ocean, cause commotion.
Got to get away from this Cuervo.
I'm the corpulent corvus, grinding purpose from porpoises. Best duck my wing beats if you say hey beus corpus. Mercy's not in my nature, so if you're looking for saving, better go to Mama Goose, cause you'll get none from this raven.
Got to get away from this Cuervo.
Break it down! Putting the cock in doodle-doo, putting the raven in craven, putting the talent in talented. You hear what I'm saying? I'm the poultry on your upholstery. I put the fowl in the play, put your pen down, Annie, cause that's all I've got to say.
Got to get away from this Cuervo.
It is time for what is easily the most difficult part of this show for me, which is the pat on the back. I know I was trying to just go in chronological order. So there's the spelling bee, but I mentioned the SCA and my sword fighting in this, so I think I'll just hop to that really quick. I have this wonderful, beautiful memory. There was this tournament that the SCA held. They hold a lot of them. This isn't like, they only hold one every 20 years. Like, that's not what this is. They have this tournament called the Stone Dog Tournament of the Courtier, which they hold in Chicago. It would have been 4 years ago now that I went to it. I went to it with some really good friends of mine who also taught me practically everything I know about sword fighting in the SCA. So I go there, and I decide, sure, what the heck, I'll enter it. Seems like fun. And this tournament had 3 different sections. There was the fighting section, just like how good you are at fighting. And then there was this chess section, except the way they played chess, you roll a die to see which piece you move. So it was like this insidious mix of luck and skill. And there was a performance segment, which, was awesome for me because at the time my dream role was Benedict from Much Ado About Nothing. And I had his monologue memorized, I had it ready to go, so I went with it. Currently, just so you all know, my dream role is Dr. Frankenstein, but anyway, moving on. And this tournament, for those of you who might not be aware, a courtier is like a court person. It's someone who royalty would keep nearby because they're entertaining, or they'd be really good at defending them from pirates, or like that sort of thing, or ideally a mix of all of them, which is what this tournament was about. So in each one I did decent, you know. I came out a little over halfway of, you know, kills to being killed in the sword fighting part, and I seem to remember doing pretty well actually at the chess, and then the performance piece was just a whole lot of fun. At the end of that day, they announced the winner, and the winner was me. They called out my name, which at the time in the society was just Sir Jack. Turns out, weirdly enough, I don't have my trophy with me, which is strange. I could have sworn I had it here. It must be back home. But it looks like a big queen chess piece, which they had painted gold and it was really cool. So I was announced the winner. And they held this announcement in this cathedral. It was this big, you know, church space. So I walk out to the middle of the pews, I walk down the aisle, and I kneel in front of the royalty. And they hand me this trophy, and they also hand me what equated to like $500 in the little like coin currency things they were using at this event, which I used to go to the auction later and get this really neat ornate hand fan for Savannah. It was incredible. It still feels like just a dream. Here comes the hard part. Past Jack. You did a good job. You won this tournament with skill and courage and passion. Even at times when it felt like it was completely dependent on luck. Like, I know you're thinking about that chess thing, and sometimes fighting is kind of luck too, but even in those moments, you showed great skill. You showed great determination. You deserved that win. And I'm very proud of you. Every time I do this section, when I pat my back, it feels like a warm wave just kind of ripples through my chest, and I take that to mean that it's working. It's difficult to accept a win for something that big because it was a big tournament. It was going all day. But I think I'm at least one step closer to accepting it. And I hope that for those of you watching out there, this segment isn't just for me. I know that there's a lot of people out there like me who will take these moments and attribute them to luck or chance. You deserved it. You deserve the good that's in your life. You deserve to enjoy it while it lasts. And I think that about wraps up this kind of depressing episode that got a little realer than I expected. Have a good day, everyone.